Hey everyone, it's been a while, but we are back. A little bit delayed, but we're coming at you with some recommended reading materials for this month. Hey everyone, I hope you're well, playing and making the games that you all love. You're joining me, your host, Max Perez, Senior Level Designer. Happy to be with you all today. Thank you very much for taking time out of your incredible busy days to join me and listen to what I've got to say. As I said, this one is about me recommending other incredible devs out there with their work, because after all, I don't know it all, and to hear from our brothers and sisters in the industry is always an incredible thing. But first, let's have a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is none other than me. What I've done, everyone, and I hope you're excited for this, is I've actually created a level design kind of store. What I've done in this store is put up different kinds of tips and tricks that you can find there, whether that be my actual ebook itself, to that of level design pamphlets focused on different things such as traversal, stealth, breaking into the industry, as well as different talks that I have done which you cannot find anywhere else other than on this store. So if you are looking to improve on your level design skills and processes, then check out the level design store, which will be down in the description below, where there'll be a link to find this. All you need to do is head over to gumroad.com/level design lobby. I hope you like what you see, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you, and now back to the show. And we'll be going through some recommendations. If you do have any recommendations, you can obviously post them to me via Twitter or email. I'll be sharing where, or you can check in the link in the description down below. Or you can leave a comments down below with some other great resources, because after all, the best way that we all learn and grow is by sharing information with one another. I apologise for not having an episode out recently. I was away on holiday. It's been kind of a jam-packed time for me, just with quite a few business trips and then holidays, and as well as a few other things trying to go on. So I'm still trying to juggle and balance these elements now that I'm contracting. Just finding spare time to be able to do anything seems to be the challenge in its own right at times. But we don't want to hear about that. What we want to hear about is great resources. So I'm not going to hold back anymore. We're just going to go straight into resource number one. Now this one is a great video by the B1M, which is a great channel on YouTube which talks about loads of different architectural constructions that are happening all around the world. This video we've been talking about the epic Skybridge being built in Melbourne. As some of you may know, that especially Australia, their kind of skyline of buildings is constantly growing, and they have some of the most impressive ones in the world, and this is the latest one. I've forgotten the name of the building, but what you're going to see is this kind of like gold sky bridge, which is connecting these two giant towers, which are very curved in their shape, very organic shapes. For those of you who may be building levels in that or city environments, then these are great references to show you kind of, again, different examples of buildings that are less blocky and going to have a more organic feeling, and what can you use to bring into the cities to make it more visually interesting and engaging and encouraging the player to go off and explore. So if you do want to check out that and all the other ones, remember links to these will be down in the description below. So that's resource number one. We're going to resource number two. Now this one is by a good friend and a great level designer called Sean Gorman. If you haven't checked out his work, he's got some great stuff. But this is the article where he talks about the roles of environment artists and level designers. And what makes Sean such a great resource on this one is because he currently is a level designer, but previously he was an environment artist. So he goes on and breaks down the different roles, his take on the roles, and what he's kind of learned from each side, as well as how he's incorporated that in his own work. If you've ever seen any of Sean's blockouts, they're really great, because the fact that he's able to model to such a high standard he's gone off and made some great work and just kept his like vision, or should I say communicating his vision very clearly. And there's a lot, sadly, of videos out there, and I've seen a fair few, especially on YouTube, which is showing quote-unquote level design, which is really just environment art. And I know I've spoken to some of you incredible people in the community asking me what's the difference, and seeing how sometimes your portfolios may lean, sadly, to more environment art versus that of level design, and just how this misinformation is still being spread out there. And when I say misinformation, I don't mean it on a huge, like, catastrophic level that we see and hear that word being used a lot in that of the news, but just avoids the confusion is what we're trying to do, and what Sean has gone out of his way and has said he has the experience from both disciplines to be able to discuss this thoroughly and properly and be able to explain it in such a key and easy to understand manner. So if you're looking to understand the difference better, then go check out Sean's article. It's fantastic. And also, if you're ever looking for what a great portfolio should look like, Sean has a really good one as well for it. I think honestly Sean's has got really nice kind of color coding as well as layouts, very clean, as well as adding elements to make it really feel alive when you scroll down. The kind of next project fades in, which is, you know, nice to see again. So it's all on his personal website, so if you want to see more of his work and again a good portfolio, he has a very good structure for yourselves to learn from as we go through it. So yeah, okay, on to the third one.
At Level Design Lobby, we believe everybody has a story to tell. Hobbyist or student, freelancer or veteran, we made it our mission to unite those who share our passion for creating and developing great games. Thanks to our generous Patreon backers, we've been able to do just that. So if you've already pledged your support, thank you. If not, you too can ensure the future of Level Design Lobby, helping us to create even more exciting content, collaborations, interviews, and much more. With awesome perks and rewards, whether you're a seasoned professional or just getting started, you're sure to find something for you. Want to share tips, tricks, and advice with passionate, like-minded developers? Our awesome community Discord has you covered. Fancy practicing your level design, creating strong portfolio content, and having fun? Then try our level design weekends. Or perhaps you want to individually discuss your work, hone your skills, or level up your career? Then consider our one-on-one mentorships. If you share our vision, then go to patreon.com/Level Design Lobby for more information and to pledge your support. Thank you.
So this one has to be, we know what the third one is now, it's coming to a bit of theme, but the shameless plugs. So this one I'm going to be plugging in a talk I gave back in November at the end of last year, where I'm talking about conversing with the player, spatial composition. Now I had a great time going off to Console, which is a great conference over in Norway, as I said, November last year, 2021, and talking about kind of spatial composition, what it is, how to use it, how it's used efficiently when we're blocking levels out to again help communicate the spaces and what they do, and also how they connect and players can use them to their best ability. So if you're looking to understand that and again help push your levels a little bit further to have a bit more detail and again spatial understanding, then this really is for you. It's a really nice topic that again it's not necessarily being spoken about everywhere, but it's definitely got some great ones, some great other people out there talking about it, and just me adding my kind of 2 cents out there so people can see and again be able to use in your next block out when you're creating something from there. So check that one out. And as I said, shameless plug, but gotta be done. It's a talk this time, so different from a usual podcast episode we recommend. This now is resource number 4, which is by Ronaldo Licia, who is one of the lead level designers at Naughty Dog. Incredibly nice fellow, and he talks about his kind of process of how he created the more kind of water combat sequence in Last of Us 2, where you're playing as Ellie and going through this kind of flooded and destroyed mall, and it's just incredible to see again another LD break down their process so thoroughly and kind of the challenges that he faced, as well as again you're seeing his blockouts, seeing how do they look, how Naughty Dog do blockouts versus say that of Siege of Pressure Red, Respawn, Sony Santa Monica, right? Everyone's got their own kind of way of doing it, so seeing it you might be able to be inspired and take different aspects which you can then apply to your own as well, right? Which is always a great thing to see. But again, such a thorough breakdown. I really enjoyed this one. I tweeted about this already, but some of you I know don't have Twitter. Go check this one out, team, because I'm really surprised that he's been able to share this, and I say that simply because of the fact that the detail that goes into this breakdown is again inspiring and just eye-opening. So go check it out. Arnaldo is a fantastic designer. I mean, his career speaks for itself very much so here. But yeah, loved reading it, and I'm sure many of you will enjoy that as well. Now on to the final resource here, and this is the podcast called Fudashi Game Design Academy. And for those of you who may know, this is run, or one of the hosts we say is Lauren Ash, who has previously been on the guest of this show and is an incredible designer at Crystal Dynamics. Again, I've recommended her work as well as her being on the show, but she has her own podcast in case people do not know, and this one is going to be episode 32, the core design loop, where they're talking about how it is you create a design loop, what is a design loop, what makes it a core versus kind of other loops that are out there, macro and micro loops, and these elements that again you can learn to help make your overall game engaging. What's the key features, how do you keep the player coming back for more, and they go through some incredible different examples along the way. And I really recommend the podcast. I've been listening to it for a while now. I think I just finished another episode where they talk about Disco Elysium's narrative and how important it is to get narrative mechanics across into the actual gameplay itself, which is always great to have, because again, this is one of the key things that we as a medium get to have versus that, say, of other forms of creative outlets, is we are allowed the player to actually, how do I say, gain a better understanding and grasp of the connection by having it through gameplay. So these are my recommendations to you all. Please, again, they're all in the description down below. We'll recap them. So the first one is the epic Skybridge being built over in Melbourne. That's by the BM1 channel, or B1M, sorry. The second one is Sean Gorman's great article breaking down the differences between that of an environment artist versus level designer, what their roles are and how they differ from one another. Then it's myself giving a talk at Console 2021 talking about spatial composition, how we use that in level design to communicate to the player where they should or should not go and what these spaces are intended to be. Followed up by Arnaldo's brilliant deep dive onto his level design for Last of Us Part 2 with Destructive and Flooded Mall, and then finally rounding it out with episode 32 by Fudashi's Game Design Academy podcast, the core game design loop. So thank you very much, everyone. If you want to reach out to me or post any that you think would be great resources, you can do so over on Twitter, which is @MaxPairs. You can email into show@leveldesignlobby@gmail.com. And if you want to support like the many incredible other great Patreons do, then please head over to patreon.com/leveldesignlobby. Thank you all very much, and I'll catch you all next time.